Listen carefully. What I'm about to say is something every person who wants something real, something meaningful needs to hear. Your only competition is you, not your neighbor, not your friend. Not the guy on Instagram with the car, the watch, and the perfect life. You, and only you. The problem is, you're still living off of other people's achievements. You're watching who's making more money, who looks better, who's traveling where, who's dating who. And every time you do that, you get weaker. You drain your energy, your focus, your strength, because comparison kills motivation. You start to think you're behind. You start to think something's wrong with you. You start to think you're not good enough. Stop. Because all of that is a lie. A lie sold to you by a world that profits off of your insecurity. Face the truth. You're comparing your reality to someone else's highlight reel. You know your own struggles. You know your own pain. You know how hard you fight, but you don't know what's behind their success. You only see the surface, the packaging, the end result, not the path. So tell me, what's the point of that race? If you don't know where others started from, what they faced, or what they sacrificed, the race against others is a dead end. But you know what makes sense? The race against yourself. You yesterday versus you today. Are you stronger? Are you more disciplined? Are you more honest? Are you closer to your goal? Because in the end, there's only one person you must beat, and that's you. That's the real battle. That's the real victory. Comparison is poison, and the more you drink it, the weaker you become. You compare, and you lose faith in yourself. You focus on someone else's results and forget how far you've already come. You think comparison motivates you, but that's fake motivation. Because instead of focusing on your own growth, you start chasing someone else's life. But someone else's life is their path, their road. Even if you win that race, you lose your own. Comparison breeds envy, and envy eats you alive from the inside. You start getting angry, bitter, resentful, not because your life is bad, but because theirs seems better. And that turns you into a victim. You stop acting, you stop fighting, you just watch and burn. You don't see that everyone has a different starting line. Some had money, some had connections, some had a different body, different background, different chances. You can't compete on someone else's field by someone else's rules. You know what's the scariest part? Comparison steals your joy. You achieve something, and instead of feeling proud, you look around. He still has more. She's still better. You stop appreciating your wins, your pain, your effort. You devalue your own journey. Comparison is a trap. And if you've fallen into it, you need to climb out fast. Because as long as you're looking left and right, you're not moving forward, and life keeps going. You want real strength? Then stop looking side to side. Look straight ahead, at yourself, at the person you were yesterday. Because the only person you need to compete with is you. You want to compare? Compare your day today to the one you had last week, last month, last year. See? You've already gotten stronger. You've already grown wiser. You've already moved closer. That's progress. And that is the only race that matters. Let your goal never be to be better than someone else. Let your goal always be to be better than the person you were yesterday. Do you want to know what true success is? It's when you defeat your weakness every single day. When you take a step forward, even when it hurts. When you don't give up, even when yesterday didn't work out. When you build discipline in silence, when no one's watching. When you become the version of yourself you can truly be proud of. You are your biggest rival, not your neighbor, not your friend, not some influencer on the internet. You. And here's the truth. The hardest battle is the one you fight with yourself, because you can't lie to yourself. You know when you gave up. You know when you could have done more and didn't. You know when you pretended to be tired, but really you were just lazy. But you also know when you grew, when you pushed through the pain, when you won the war inside. That battle with yourself, it's a war worth fighting every single day, not for likes, not for someone's approval, but for self-respect. Because in this race, there's one thing you know for sure. If you win, you've become stronger. If you lose, you found the weakness you need to conquer, and that makes you unstoppable. Want to be unstoppable? Then train your mind to compete only with yourself, not with your neighbor, not with your coworker, not with anyone on social media, just you. Every morning you wake up, you have a choice. Stay the same or become better. Not 10 times better, not twice as good, just one step, one choice. One small win over your laziness, your procrastination, your fear. You want discipline? Then do what needs to be done, especially when you don't feel like it. You want progress? Then be honest with the person in the mirror. Don't hide behind excuses. Don't complain. Don't blame anyone. If you trained 30 minutes yesterday, do 31 today. If you learned 10 new words yesterday, learn 11 today. Because it's those micro wins that build a champion's mindset. Compete with yourself in every action. When you want to quit, remember how you held on yesterday. Do a little more. When you want to slack, remember the promises you made when you were fired up. Keep your word, not to others, to yourself. That's the highest form of self-respect. And if you lost today, no problem. Admit it, analyze it, stand up, and tomorrow move one step forward. Don't lie to yourself. Don't negotiate. Just act. This is the real game, and it never ends, because growth has no finish line. There's always another level, always a new summit. As long as you're alive, as long as you're breathing, you're in the game. Don't wait for a standing ovation. Don't wait for applause. In this race, you're the audience, the athlete, and the judge. And your ultimate reward, inner respect. That feeling that you didn't quit. You didn't fade. You didn't disappear into the crowd. You kept going. You kept growing. You kept winning. So listen up. This is your challenge. You're looking at your life thinking there's still time, that you'll catch up later. What if there is no later? What if tomorrow is too late? What if tomorrow you wake up as the same person, still comparing, still watching others win, still poisoning yourself with envy? Enough. You weren't born to be someone's shadow. You're not here to repeat someone else's path. You're here to squeeze every ounce of potential out of yourself, to become who you were meant to be. Not the best version of someone else, the best version of you. You want respect? Start by respecting yourself. Not for who you are now, but for who you've decided to become. Not for your words, but for your actions. Not for your wishes, but for the daily choices you make. Compete with yourself. Be better today than you were yesterday. Raise the bar. Challenge your fears. Conquer your laziness. Break the wall of doubt. Stand tall and say, I'm no one's copy. I'm the original. I'm not running someone else's race. I'm running mine. And every day you move forward, even if it's just half a step, you're already winning. Because most people are standing still. Most are afraid. Most compare and retreat. But you move, you act, you grow. Remember this. In the end, it won't be the one who showed the prettiest picture who remains, not the one who got the most likes. It will be the one who was honest with themselves, the one who fought, the one who rose again and again, the one who chose the path of inner strength, and that path is yours. So stand up, look in the mirror, and ask yourself, who was I yesterday? And who will I become today? Because that is the ultimate question, and your only true opponent is the reflection in that mirror. Make it weaker, make yourself stronger. Now go and win.